Hello, I'm Erin Stutland. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm here to help you create movement in your body, which helps create movement in your life. If you are someone who struggles with making decisions, you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed, you get caught in perfectionism, and you just can't decide, then I want to let you know that first and foremost, I can absolutely relate. And today I want to give you some movement and mantras that are going to help connect your mind and body to a little bit more ease when it comes time to making decisions, so that the decisions become crystal clear. First, I want to talk a little bit about a post that I recently wrote on my new current favorite obsession, which is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It is a book by Marie Kondo. I am not an affiliate. I don't make any money if you buy the book. You might be sick of me talking about it already, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it because of how it has transformed my space and frankly transformed how I relate to everything in my space. You know, the one thing that I really struggled with, it wasn't that I had a ton of stuff or a ton of clutter. It was that I struggled with putting things back in the place that I took them from, which sounds so silly, but maybe you can relate to this. You know, I'm sure you've heard this a million times. I know I did, that everything should have a space. You should take it out and then you should put it back in the space when you're done. But for whatever reason, I just couldn't do it. So I would lose my glasses or my keys or my wallet. And I always wondered if this was a discipline issue, or if maybe I just wasn't the kind of person who was, good with spatial things. I didn't know what it was, but when I realized it wasn't any of those things. One of the guiding principles in the book are that everything in your home should spark joy. It should elicit joy. When you touch it, when you look at it, when you feel it, it should bring you a sense of happiness. And one thing that I realized when I started going through all the items in my home is that there were several spaces that had maybe 3 or 4 different items in that space. And as a result, those items, in a sense, were competing with each other for that space. So that's like a lot of energy happening in that space. And because of that energy that was happening in that space, whenever it came time to take off my glasses, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. There's just so much going on over there. I don't want to put it there. So then I would put it somewhere else. But as I went through my things and I started getting very clear on what brought me joy and what didn't, first I got rid of a ton of things. And what happened was that space opened up. And as space opened up, it became very clear that each item had its own space. And it became easy to put the thing back in its space because it wasn't competing with anything else. My glasses go there, and that's where they go. And I've managed to keep this up without instilling discipline or being hard on myself. It just feels really easy. Now, how does this relate to making decisions? Well, I think when we have decisions to make, we get overwhelmed because we have so many choices, especially in this day and age. And similar to the things that are competing for the space, the choices start to compete with each other energetically. And that creates a lot of static around those choices. So we kind of feel overwhelmed. And like I did with my glasses, we kind of look at the decision, we're like, it's too much. And we turn away and then we just don't decide. And I think what happens is if you really tune in to each possible choice that you could make, you'll find that not all the choices would bring you joy. Not what would bring someone else joy, your mother, your father, your boyfriend, your husband, whomever it may be, but would it bring you joy? And when you start to get very clear on which of those choices would bring you joy, those ones that wouldn't start to fall away. And another question that you can ask yourself is, would this choice lead me to having a bigger life? Whatever that means for you, feel more fulfilled, more joy, more happiness. And when we start to ask ourselves that question, when we line up our choices, it starts to become very clear what the decision is. When we're tuned in to what makes us happy, decisions become easy. So let's do some movement and mantras together that will help you feel this as a sensation in your body as well. So just bring your hands right here to a little prayer pose, and you're just going to alternate between your third eye and your heart a couple times. And this first move is all about tuning in to how you feel, what makes you happy. You have to take the time to really tune in. So I'm going to add some mantras here, and you can just repeat it after me. You can say it out loud, or you can just think it to yourself. I am tuned in. I am tuned in. One more. I am tuned in. Good. Here's your next move. These are kind of like crazy arms, but I want you to get those arms going as fast as you can. And I want you to start to, it's almost like you're beating your heart for happiness here. You're opening up the heart so that you can feel your own happiness. I do what makes me happy. I do what makes me happy. One more. I do what makes me happy. Here's your next move. You're going to circle your arms away from you as fast as you can. Maybe you've seen this move before. And it's like you're getting the energy going. And I want you to think that you are, with this movement, following your joy. So if your joy goes that way, you're going to go that way. If your joy goes that way, you're going to go that way. You say, I follow my joy. I follow my joy. Last one. I follow my joy. Here's your last move. Thumb and finger together, and you're just gonna cross and bring it back to your heart. Cross your heart. And again, do this at your own pace, as fast as you can. It's really about getting the energy going, or if it feels better to move slowly, great. We say, decisions are easy. Decisions are easy. One more. Decisions are easy. I am tuned in. I do what makes me happy. I follow my joy. And decisions are easy. Let's do the whole thing one more time. Are you tuned in? I do what makes me happy. I follow my joy. And decisions are easy. Very good. So anytime you're feeling a little overwhelmed with making a decision, come back to this video. And I want you to see if you can take these mantras and make them feelings. So drop into the feeling behind it. So it's not just an idea, an intellectual idea, so that you are truly tuned in to your own joy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, spread the word, share it with a friend, leave a comment below, of course, and I will see you real soon.